Welcome to Unscripted Gaming. My name is Josh.
My name is Mike.
My name is Stan.
Well, actually, no. This is Welcome to Unscripted NFL. We are just gonna live talk about the draft that's happening right now.
Stan's not an NFL fan.
Kansas City's up with number 28.
Tell us.
Yeah, we got a little late start, but hey.
Tell us how badly your team screwed up and how many people need to be fired when you dial 1-800-UNSCRIPTED GAMING.
Yep.
Caller
Tell us why the Browns made the best pick, and they're gonna go all the way to the Super Bowl for the next 10 years.
There is someone that believes that. There is someone right now that legit believes that.
I bet if you went to reddit.com/r/Cleveland Browns or whatever their subreddit name is, you'd find that person and be like, "Oh my God, we're gonna win everything."
You know, there are legit Browns fans who know what they're getting into. They're like, "We're not gonna win, but I'm gonna cheer for you anyways." Like, I respect that.
I mean, I think at this point you kind of have to. It's just
it's an abusive relationship.
You have to steer into the skid. You have to steer into the skid.
The Brown is unchanged.
Yes, it's gotta love Browns fans. It's just
no. There are two Browns fans. There's either the diehard or the reasonable that know better. There really is no other two ways about it.
Yep.
We should talk about video games.
Let's talk about video games.
Wait, what are video games?
It's like the NFL. It's like the NFL draft, but for your Xbox, but not the NFL draft.
Oh, okay. I
get it.
I
It's like the
understand
NFL
Get
draft,
it.
except not at all.
Have we been playing any video games recently? Like, is that a thing that happens?
We
I'm
have.
gonna let Mike go first. I got a lot to say.
Yeah, I've got a couple quick points. I've been playing some more Dark Souls 3. I'm about 35 hours in, I think.
Wow.
I'm on the final boss.
You've almost done a work week.
Yeah, I have. And that game, I really enjoyed it. I was someone who didn't really enjoy Dark Souls 2 as much as 1. But I think 1, just in terms, Dark Souls 2 did a lot of great things, and I think they carried over a lot of the quality of life improvements. But just in terms, like I kind of touched on before, as I've been getting further into the build I've been focusing on, I've gotten further into some of the mid to late game areas and just seen more of the lore connections and just the great environments and just the continued just excellence with the boss encounters and designs. Like, they're all really unique and striking visually and just really fun boss fights, and just fun combat, and it's really hits its stride towards the end of the game, and I just really, really like that game. It's a really good Dark Souls game. I think that they're pretty much moving on from the series after this game, which, as much as I liked this, as much as I like Dark Souls 3, I'd love to see From Software. I'd love to see what else they can do in a different genre, just because it's clear that they're...
I will say...
Go ahead.
I did get to play a little Dark Souls 3 myself recently, and...
I didn't know you bought it.
I did not. I visited Mike in person, IRL,
okay.
in real living, and played said game. And actually found it quite enjoyable. I don't think I'm going to be picking it up anytime soon, but I definitely felt, granted, Mike was a little further than I am when I started playing the original Dark Souls, but it just felt a lot better. It was a lot easier to kind of grasp what was happening, get to terms with the movement and the combat. I was by no means, breaking any grounds or anything like that, but I definitely like the way that game plays a lot. It feels good. And when you get a real good dodge on a boss or an enemy, man, you just feel like a king.
Yeah, it feels... All that stuff is in there. It feels great. Kind of like I had mentioned before, I feel like a lot of the quality of life kind of stuff that isn't necessarily a part of the game but makes it harder to approach, that kind of exists in Dark Souls 1, it was really streamlined in 2 and 3, and they've done a great job of just... and giving you lots of options with how to build your character and different ways to play, and yeah, man, it's a really good Dark Souls game. That's pretty much all I have to say. It's just really damn good.
What I love to hear is I actually legitimately, and it's the reason why I got into the video game business. I legitimately love to hear when someone's having a good time with a game. That actually does make my day because it lets me know that someone is going home and going into a different world and being massively entertained. That makes me happy. That makes me happy.
I mean,
speaking of different worlds, Josh recently had a VR experience.
Oh.
I got to use a VR headset.
Which one?
I won't say much. It was just the Gear VR.
That barely counts.
But, hey, it fucking changed me. I'm probably going to buy one. It's definitely the future. Anybody who says otherwise can fucking suck. Also,
okay.
Just been playing a little more Enter the Gungeon, getting a little deeper into that. That game speaks to me in a special way. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a good game to pick up and just play for a little bit. The humor in that, all centering around guns, it gets me. It gets me right here. And, yeah, I've been really enjoying that. Also, you're watching right now me exploring the Kerbal Space Program Turbocharged update. They recently ported the entire game over to Unity. Have made some changes, running a little smoothly. There's some bugs, but I would say for changing the entire game engine, the game is running really, really well.
What was it running in before? Or was it a custom engine?
I'm not sure.
I thought it was running in Unity before, but what do I know?
No, but I don't think so. But yeah, the port's really good. They've made some changes, like a bigger nav ball, some easier searching through your components and whatnot, which, especially as you get later in the game or you're doing the free play, is really important because there's just a ton of stuff. But yeah, been really enjoying it. Like playing Kerbal Space Program, like trying to make rockets and do really stupid stuff and getting blown up, and sometimes every once in a while being successful. Yeah, that's been it for me. Gungeon and KSP and Gear VR is in my future because VR is the way, and it's amazing. Stan.
I will be having a quote-unquote VR experience this Saturday. I'm going to a friend's house who bought Oculus Rift. So I will actually play a video game on VR and give you guys the real nitty-gritty. I'm expecting it to be gimmicky as all hell, but you know what? I will reserve judgment until I have the line-inducing thing on my eyes. By the way, that thing in full production model still causes pressure lines on your face. I just want to make 100% clear.
Hey, I put that headset on.
That's not the Oculus Rift. I'm specifically talking about the Oculus Rift.
And I legitimately feared for my life. I could not take a step because my brain legitimately thought I would fall to my death. That is something no video game or anything outside of real life actually trying to jump off a cliff has ever given me. That's pretty incredible.
And it may be a gimmick,
I'm not saying,
but it's also a fun gimmick.
There are fun gimmicks out there.
I'm not saying I would use it for every gaming aspect or every game or everything ever, but man, there's something there. But we're not talking about games you're going to play, Stan. We're talking about games you've played. Have you played any games recently?
So before I get to the big one, I'm just going to belabor the point. I downloaded it and played.
He's going to talk, guys, I'm just going to bury the lead. He's going to talk about Matomo.
I got a notification for that game today, and I turned it on and there was an update, and then I swiped it away out of my iPhone and said, yeah, I'll get to that when I get to that. Because I know Mike has about 15 questions I didn't look at yet, and I'm just not going to bother. I just can't be bothered. On the plane to and from PAX, I played Earthbound and Super Metroid. Having a lot of fun with Super Metroid. Kraid kicked my ass, but that's what save.
Good fucking.
That's what save states for.
You gotta go for the super missile.
I'm so out of the game. I couldn't get the super missile strat. Like 1, 2, 3, just get 5 super missiles in the mouth as an insta kill. Yeah, I know that strat, but anyways, so after I got back from PAX, there was a game waiting for me on my computer desk. It was Star Fox Zero.
hey, the game finally came out. You know, they took a lot of time
They
to
did.
make sure they had all the details worked out, all the kinks, to make sure it was good.
Remember E3 2015? Me and you, Josh, were really excited about this game getting announced.
Yeah, you know, and they said, you know, hey, we're gonna take a little more time with it.
They said they took
okay.
6 extra months. Mike, are you a fan of Star Fox? I'm curious at all.
I'm a fan of Star Fox Adventures.
Barely
The
counts.
best.
So you're a fan of Zelda.
I was a fan of the other one that they made for the GameCube was, I think it's pretty solid.
Star Fox
I think it's
Assault is fine until he gets out to Artwing, and then it's like, all right,
like
this game
it's pretty all right. But I'm just gonna go on the record and say that when that game got announced, I watched the trailer and was like, wow, I'm not gonna buy that. That looks bad. Hey Stan, how's Star Fox?
I got it day one. I am, for full disclosure, a very large Star Fox fan. I've played and beat the Super Nintendo. The N64, Star Fox 64, is of course the cream of the crop. I have the N64 version in my classic game case. I have the redone Star Fox 64 3D on my game shelf. I've played and beaten Star Fox Assault, and it wasn't worth keeping, so I traded it in. I had Star Fox Command, don't know where that ended up. And one day I need to play Star Fox 2. So of course I got Star Fox Zero the day it came out.
God, they just need to release that already, for God's sake.
Right. Especially now that they're making references to it. It's
I know,
time.
and you know this. There are builds out there, and there are almost semi-complete builds out there. But God, they should just.
I thought the build that was out there was fully production complete.
There's something about it. I think it was technically like a review copy or something. Like there was still something not quote unquote done.
It's pretty much
about
done
it.
though.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I just decided that I think for a shorter podcast, I'm gonna play some Star Fox Original because goddamn, that's a good game, and the music in that is bitchin'.
It is awesome. Is that the video we're gonna have in the podcast?
No, we're gonna have Kerbal Space Program because I've got that recorded, but. Soon. Star Fox will be coming soon.
Yeah.
You know, watch a stream. Keep out an eye for a stream too. That might happen. That's a good game.
That is a great game. So I got Star Fox Zero. I'm sorry to belabor this point.
All right, Stan,
I want to talk about
Stan,
everything good about Star Fox Zero first. First things first. Music, phenomenal. In classic Star Fox fashion, the music gets your heart pumping, gets you racing, and it feels great. There were certain times. There were twice where I turned the game on and I just let the map select music play in the background of my home with my speakers blast for 10 minutes. Because the menu music to select what world you go to next is that good. Let alone the level of music. The rendition of the Star Wars...
Not a good sign that you started with music.
Okay,
you don't just say it. It's not a good sign that you started with
music. The music is great. Alright. The level design in the game, awesome. My favorite level in the game is Zone Omega. There is a line when right before you start the level, Fox says, oh, by the way, spoiler warning, I don't think Josh or Mike are going to play this game, but I'm going to spoil the hell out of Star Fox Zero. There's a little button up here, bing, I just put it up there. Skip to that if you don't want to hear anything else about Star Fox Zero. Go watch someone else's review. Don't watch Game Explain because they are way too soft when they review that game. Watch IGN, watch GameSpot, watch one of the bigger reviewers if you want an honest review of what I would personally think of the game. Anyways, there's a point in where Fox McCloud says, turn up the G diffuser to max. We have to go through this at full speed. And you're just flying through this level at like so many hundreds of miles per hour, and it feels awesome. It feels great. Alright, so the levels in the game, they feel good. The music feels good. Let's talk about the controls. Let's address that 500-pound gorilla.
Oof.
I don't think this game was made by Shigeru Miyamoto. I cannot see the king of game design saying, yeah, this is good, send this out. The controls in this game are so bad. They are so bad.
Now, unpack that for us. What does that mean, Stan?
Oh God! When the game starts and it is the first time the Wii U detects that this game has been inserted into this Wii U. There's an unskippable 10-minute tutorial just to teach you the controls for Star Fox. Let that be a sign of things to come. The motion controls, how they work is, as opposed to just simply tilting the R-Wing the direction you want to go to aim and shoot, the R-Wing cursor, you move the R-Wing, but the cursor is independent of the R-Wing's flight path. So if you're sitting down on the couch getting really into it, like most people do when they're playing a high-speed action game, your cursor is flying all over the screen, so you have to catch yourself and adjust the cursor on the screen, and then the calibration and gyroscope of the Wii motion pad, which is not perfect, because of course it's not perfect, gets all miscalibrated, and by the time you get done with a dogfight or you get done with a particular section, your R-Wing is stable, but your cursor's all the way at the right-hand side of the screen, and you don't notice it at the time, and then you're just wrecking into things because you're like, oh no, my cursor's going there, so my R-Wing must be going there, because I've been playing Star Fox for the past 20 years, and what I've learned is wherever my cursor goes, where my R-Wing goes. Then you're crashing the mountains and dying repeatedly, and then, when the ship turns into its Chicken Walker mech, which fed into the Robotech anime fanboy in me, I was like, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get that. Those are the worst parts of the entire game. Those are the parts where I was like, I will turn this game off, and I will never play it again. If I have to play one more Chicken Walker mech, I already gave the spoiler warning, the final boss in the game, which of course it's Andros, you have to fight as the Chicken Walker mech! You don't even fight Andros as an R-Wing! All that ripped my heart out and stomped on it. And it's not a fun fight.
But Stan, they have to do something new and fresh and exciting.
Like Federation
Here's the thing
Force.
about the new and fun and fresh. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, it's like something new and fresh and exciting, like Federation Force.
I swear to God, Mike.
I mean, just a sidebar here. It just, I mean, Nintendo's just really been like taking your beloved franchises, guys, and just ripping your poor hearts out.
Here's the worst part about Star Fox
wow.
Zero. Here is the worst part.
It's just not great.
Have you guys played Star Fox 64?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been years, but
Star Fox Zero is Star Fox 64. The story from beginning to end is Star Fox 64.
I watched the Giant Bomb Quick Look, and I saw General Pepper saying, Andros is attacking Corneria, Star Fox, we need help. And I was like, wait a minute, I've been here before.
Wait, I've been on this song and dance before. It's not like Star Fox Assault or Star Fox Command, where, granted, those games are different, and it has its haters, it has its lovers, but it at least pushed the story forward. Star Fox Zero is a complete and utter rehash of Star Fox 64. There's something good and bad to be said about that.
They would even do like some of the I even remember because I played the first mission so many thousands of times. Like I was like, that's the same moment that Slippy got. Wait.
Yep, right at the very beginning.
That's when Falcon says that.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute, guys.
Wow.
I know that the fans for the longest time have said, hey, just make a redone Star Fox 64. And you know what? To be fair, if you go into the mindset that this is just a retelling of... Because the Star Fox 64 is just a retelling of the first Star Fox game on SNES. And so we have 3 retellings of the same story. Granted, that's a bit much, but if you take this for what it is, as just, hey, they're just retelling this storyline over again, just like Batman storylines and Superman storylines have been restarted again and again, it's still a good game. As a matter of fact, I would dare say, had it not been for the motion controls, this would be the best in the series. Because everything it does with the movement, everything it does with the vehicles, except for the gyro wing, that's a helicopter. This game did not need a helicopter, but it has a helicopter. And it's not fun because it's slow. It takes everything you love about Star Fox and grinds it to a halt.
Let's talk about the best part about Star Fox Zero. That's Star Fox Guard.
I haven't touched it. I can't be bothered.
Okay, so the best part, I was watching the Giant Bomb Quick Look, and they touched on it, and they were talking about the pricing and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Talking about the controls being funky in Star Fox Guard, you start off doing this tower defense thing. They don't tell you anything about how to play, and you go through like this beginning mission, and you basically figure out how to play right there. You can start shooting. You can click on the different things to change your looking, and you basically see everything you need to see. And it's like, okay, good. This was a good little tutorial. Then Slippy comes in and gives you an unskippable tutorial about the things that you just encountered.
What?
So
just straight up bad game design.
I was like, that doesn't seem very good. But hey, you don't have to get that. You can save $10 whole and only spend $50 on Star Fox if you get it through the eShop.
I got Star Fox Guard for free because if you got a pre-order copy of Star Fox, they gave you Star Fox Guard completely for free.
Oh, well.
So that ship is obviously sailed.
If you buy it physical copy, it's $60 and you get Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard. If you buy the E version, you can pay $50 and get Star Fox Zero alone.
That's cool. I mean, no one else was going to buy Guard. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's a couple different other things I wanted to really, really drive home on the controls. One, you have the option to turn motion controls off, but it only turns it off when you're not shooting, then the motion controls aren't active.
Wow.
For any of you that's a Star Fox fan, you know how ridiculous that proposition is.
I can probably count on one hand the amount of seconds that I wasn't shooting in a Star Fox.
Right.
The ground up, who thought this was fun? No,
I can't believe this is a Nintendo game. It is so broken mechanically for the controls from the ground up. Like, doing a barrel roll, the most signature move in the game, is controlled not by a button. It is controlled by the left and right analog stick. So imagine you're in a heavy dogfight and you have to click flip the analog stick, which is not exactly in the best position in the world on the Wii U gamepad, to just do something as integral to the gameplay as a barrel roll. What happened to the R and L button? I thought those were good buttons. If I couldn't click a button twice, that was on me.
Not like this, Nintendo.
Not like this.
Not like this.
I did beat the game. It takes 7 hours to beat. You'll be happy to know, or you'll be sad to know, depending on the person you are. You know how in other Star Fox games you had to find secret paths, or in the original Star Fox you had to select what path am I going on, hard, medium, or easy? I always wanted the easy paths because I can't. I'm bad. That's the original Star Fox. I'll own it.
Dude, that game
punishes you. By the way, you could put the Star Fox amiibo. You could put the Fox Cloud amiibo, and you could play the original R-Wing from Star Fox NES.
But they don't make the original sound, so fuck.
Yeah, they don't make the original sounds, but you get the original R-Wing, so I guess that's.
Following gamma. Sorry.
No, it's the music. The music in all Star Fox.
I'm just gonna sing Star Fox music for the next half.
It's not orchestrated either. To get the new paths in this game, you have to beat the game once. I don't know how I feel about that. I thought it was really cool when you discovered the new paths in Star Fox 64 because you actually had to fight through different parts of the levels and discover it. The final complaint I have for Star Fox Zero is the final boss, Andros himself, is a monster. There is no... I died to this boss 8 times. And it's not because I sucked at the game. It's because the motion controls and the boss patterns are very, very, very difficult. Plus, he hurts. Every time he hits you, he takes away 1/4 of your health bar. Not cool.
Star Fox Dark Souls.
Star Fox. Oh, that's how it felt at some points. Especially when you're the chicken walker and you have to do a barrel roll to dodge his attacks. I'm just playing Dark Souls at this point.
Wait, you do a barrel roll as a bipedal terrestrial vehicle?
I don't want to get into the fact that I had to fight Andros as a chicken walker.
And do a barrel roll while chicken walking.
There are parts where it's very much advised you barrel roll as a chicken walker.
I think we should leave it at that because that just kind of sums it up.
My final score for this game, if I was to score games, is a 3 out of 5. If you could get used to the motion controls, there is a nugget of a really, really special game here that I can tell took a lot of time, energy, and effort to make, and I really, really can't see it. But I cannot, for anyone, recommend buying this game because it is so difficult to play for your first 7 hours. I'm sorry, that's my end Star Fox Zero rant. I made the mistake of buying it, so you don't have to. Do not buy this game day one. Give it some time to stew over. Maybe they'll patch in full Wii U Pro controller. So if this game was controlled by a Pro controller, I kid you not, it would be one of the best Star Fox games ever made. Period. But the motion controls kill this game. Absolutely kill this game.
Maybe if they patch in, like real controls, period.
Speaking my language, Mike. I don't want to bitch about Star Fox Zero anymore. It saddens me. It really does sadden me. The music's so good. When you guys get a chance, go to YouTube and listen to the music of this game. It's so good. Anyways, let's move forward.
We can, I wonder what franchise is up next to just get destroyed.
Hold on. How's Sonic doing?
Oh, well. To get destroyed, that kind of implies that you have to have had like a legitimate heartbeat within the past 10 years.
Oh, okay. I was about to correct you, but you said 10 years, and I got... Sonic Generations was fun.
Bring back the Chao Garden. They know what we want.
I am a grown man that will admit that there were times when I dumped 10 to 20 hours into the Chao Garden.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know the worst thing about me, Stan? My darkest secret. One of my chows.
You abused Chao.
I sent them away.
Wait, what? How?
You can go up to the thing in the garden, and it's like, hey, you can get rid of this Chao, and he'll be gone forever, and you'll never get him back. And I was like, do it. And I did it.
There is someone on YouTube. His name is
monster.
Matthew Mattelli. He actually actively abuses Chao.
Oh, no.
His goal is to get them to get, there is a programming script where a Chao gets so angry at you that he takes a swing at you.
Welcome to Unscripted Chao Talk. We're gonna teach next episode. We're gonna teach you how to train up for the Chao fights, followed by the Chao racing.
Basically, just abuse him to the point where he breaks and he's had a
Dude, the Chao fighting was just like, man, that's some dark stuff. I mean, if you're playing a Sonic game and you're like in the Chao mode, it's already dark. Like your whole existence is just dark. Like just from like kind of a metaphysical, like what the hell are you doing with your life kind of angle.
Yeah.
But man, there's some weird stuff in that game. Is that Stan? What would you do if a Chao Garden Kickstarter appeared tomorrow? What would you do? What would
the
you
thing
do?
about Chao's is it's just Tamagotchis. It's just in-game Tamagotchi.
Well, yeah, but they're so cute. What would you, just hypothetically, what would you do? If like if the backer level for like a full copy was like $15, what would you do?
I would not support this Kickstarter.
$10.
I'm sorry. There was a point in my life where I did dump 10 to 20 hours into the Chao Garden. I have moved on. I have grown. I have learned, and I have discovered that I have more things to do with my time.
Well, I mean, there's one thing we can do, Stan. Let's live.
We could live.
That's all we can do.
Oh, unlike that Chao you sent off to die.
Yeah. Don't tell my brother. He'll be so mad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, hey, not unscripted Chao anymore. Josh, save us, please. Help.
I think Josh's mic cut out.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it definitely cut out.
Well, we might have to take a little break here to finish, make some edits and figure out what's going on here.
Hold on, we're gonna take a break here.
And we're back. All right. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but we're soldiering on because you deserve this content.
It's true.
Speaking of content,
that was a good one. That was a good one. I give credit where it's due. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, we just got blown out. Oh boy.
Speaking of three-shot air horn,
what? Just go.
a lot of YouTubers are going to be putting out three-shot air horns because YouTube has announced today that it is going to be fixing its content ID system.
It's not fixing it; it's making it slightly better.
Yes. It is a much-needed change. For those who may or may not know, this isn't necessarily just video game related. This is the entire YouTube community really affected by this. But YouTube has a system in which folks who claim to have rights to certain videos, music, content can say that, oh, this video contains something that is copyrighted and belongs to me. And that person then will not receive the revenue for the video that they created, and all that revenue will get sent to the person who has put forth the content ID. A lot of problems with that because there's a lot of things that get used under fair use, a lot of things that get used in clips that other companies will then use to suck all the profits off of a profitable YouTuber's video. And there's also plenty of people who have gamed the system and know how to content ID videos that do not belong to them and steal revenue from people who create content on YouTube. And that's not good. So YouTube is coming out with a new system in which content creators will put their videos on YouTube, and if a claim is put forth on a video, they will then start to kind of cash that money. So the video will still make money during that time, but nobody's going to get it, not the content creator or the person who put forth the claim. Then there's going to be a new dispute process where the person getting content ID will actually get to put forth a defense as to why they are using that content, or just say, hey, this isn't actually the thing that they say that it is, that they're trying to take my money from. And once that dispute has been settled, the money will go to whoever it is decided. Now, obviously, this probably won't be perfect. Not everybody's going to be happy about this, but it's a step in the right direction, and it's really giving the YouTube content creators a really good, a much better chance than they had before to try and
defend themselves.
Yeah, defend themselves.
In takedown, I guess, or in content ID flags that might not have been perfect, or might not have been legitimate claims, especially in terms of, hey, they said they used my video of my video game, Nintendo. For
Nintendo's one of the worst offenders of
that. For a video that coincidentally is not a great reflection of what I want people to think about my product. Let's content ID that because it's not free advertising. So I think having more, this is definitely a step in the right direction towards just, not only just making this a more straightforward and clear process, but just like you had already said it really well, Josh. Just giving the actual creators just more of a voice in this whole process.
Yeah.
So how it works is that what it used to be before is you upload a video, we'll say Metroid Federation Force, Nintendo didn't content ID for, or Super Metroid. Let's say you use footage from those two games, and you have advertising on those games. They're monetized. And say some company comes by and says, oh, that's our footage. Thank you. That'll be our money from now on. While you can dispute that footage, which I may or may not have done in the past to said company, that money is still going to said company. and there's nothing you can do about it until the dispute process is over. So if you use YouTube for a living, that is literally lost revenue on your end. And most of the time with the dispute process, let's face facts. The content creator says, "Nah, we're not gonna have you just. This is still our footage. You can go away." But still, what happened in the past is if you had a super hard case to get that content back and say it's yours, and the money was still going to the person that put up the dispute. I mean that if the money was still going to the person that is the claimant,
You were never going to see those funds.
you were never seeing that money again. It happened to the best example I can name is it happened to Grade A Under A. He had a video where his footage was used second for second, minute for minute, and someone said that they used it for fair use and transformative work, but all it was he just watched the video and he said one sentence over this entire video, and that one sentence was, "Boy, this guy makes long videos." That was it. And so he put out, Grade A Under A put out a content ID for it. This took 2 weeks to get resolved. In those 2 weeks, that video got 2 million hits. But that was not Grade A Under A's money of 2 million hits. By the way, 2 million hits in YouTube, depending on how big of a YouTuber you are, and depending on the ads playing in the background, that could be about, I don't know. I don't think we're allowed to talk the revenue amount. It's a large chunk of money. It is a substantial amount of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because Grade A Under was not getting that money back, what he wanted the person that created that stole his video from him to do was at least leave it up so he could get more ad revenue from it. Because once the content ID was settled, they found it in favor of Grade A Under A, and they said, yes, this is his video, so all revenue from this video going forward will go to Grade A Under A. What this person did, instead of letting that happen, is he just deleted the video. He already got his 2 million views. He already got whatever money is going to come to him from his provider. That's the end of it. And yeah, let's be 100% fair. That's shitty. That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine someone literally stealing your work, stealing your hard-earned money, and then when you fight to get it back, they just say, "Oh, you're not getting a dime of this." So this fixes it a little bit. This definitely fixes it in the case of Grade A Under A. But why I said it was just a slight improvement is it doesn't fix one of the integral problems with Content ID. And Jim Sterling had said it best. What Jim Sterling just did last week, by the time this video comes out, is he played about 5 to 6 different pieces of what typically gets him Content ID'd in his video about Star Fox, of all things. He was playing footage from Metal Gear Solid, footage from Grand Theft Auto, footage from other Nintendo games, including Pokemon, and then he included, just for, shits and giggles, just footage of music videos in the background, just to make sure that he gets Content ID'd. When he got Content ID'd, it was by 5 different companies.
Well,
when you have that many
wow.
different companies Content IDing you, the companies now have to fight amongst each other who's going to claim the ad revenue on his video. But Jim Sterling never monetizes his Jimquisition videos. So really they're fighting over who's going to get the opportunity to monetize this video. And of course those companies don't talk to each other because Content ID is an automated system, so no one gets any money because they cannot come to an agreement because no one's wanting to come to an agreement. Jim Sterling calls this the copyright gridlock. And he has proven on 2 separate occasions now, 3 actually, that it works. So, if you are a YouTube creator out there, here's how you defeat Content ID. Don't do this. You'll probably get a copyright strike.
We did not endorse this. We are not legal counsel. Do not take this advice literally.
We are not lawyers. Please don't take any legal advice from us. But if you were to
You can take legal advice from me. Do it. It's
Can
okay.
you stop? Can you stop, please?
Just Josh, please don't take legal
Josh,
advice
LP.
or any advice. Probably
Josh,
don't take
LPA.
it from us.
Licensed professional awesomeness.
As long as you said awesome at the end. If you were to play multiple video footage of content from someone that you know will Content ID you almost instantly, probably Nintendo, maybe a little Capcom in there, perhaps a little Konami just to throw in there, then your video, you might not make money on it, but neither will they.
Hey, I'm
And
not
then
going to
it's
say
just
this out
one
loud, but
step.
none of my Metal Gear Solid footage has been copyright content ID'd. So
No, it has not.
knock on
No, it
wood.
has not.
But yeah, so obviously,
Knock on
again, this
wood.
doesn't fix everything,
Not
but
yet.
it really is. It's a step forward, and it may still be harder for smaller YouTubers to really go to bat, but they have that option, and that's a good thing. And I think with the way media is going and how popular YouTube is, and companies trying to protect their brands, quote unquote, or really get the most out of what's on there. I think we're going to see some things shifting.
YouTube needs to just fix their copyright and content ID claimant system. As you said, this is a 100%. This is a step in the right direction. I'm really glad it happened. It's just for some YouTubers, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, there
It
is
seems
so
so
much
obvious.
content uploaded to YouTube every day. They can't have a human going over everything. It
Yeah.
has to be automated.
Have you ever tried to contact YouTube for anything? Because I have, and that's pulling teeth. I'm not trying to say bad about YouTube's support system.
But that's just Google
but
in general. Google's not very good at that kind of stuff.
You'd think they'd be better. They're one of the largest corporations in the world.
Yeah, but customer service has never been their strong suit. It never was. It never will be.
I don't know about
They're
will be,
they're
but
too engineering focused to sometimes get people. They try, but they're not very good at it.
But what they have to remember is that content creators on YouTube are the reason why YouTube exists. Like, people that are watching our videos, they're not coming over here because Google just happens to exist. This is the platform. This is the stage by which us, as the actors, are presenting. They're coming to this video to hear and listen to us. And so when we have a problem, we should be able to go to the director,
Yeah.
i.e. Google, and say, we have a problem, can you help us?
Yeah, but where are we going to
But
go?
that's
Daily
just not
Motion?
an option. Huh?
I said, yeah, but where are we going to go? Daily Motion?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of
They've got us by the short curly
monopoly.
ones.
So despite a lot of times, that will lead you to the lack of. I mean, especially in terms of something like customer service, which is like what this is.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a revenue. Oh, we can really turn this if we spend X millions of dollars to slightly streamline this. How does that impact our bottom line? And when that math adds up to making that happen, it will happen. But they're either working on it or it just doesn't hit the bottom line hard enough for them to really radically improve those services at the time. That's in my understanding, just how they operate, or at least how I imagine that they would.
I think Josh hit the nail on the head. It's such a monopolistic system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's YouTube or nothing. Yeah, some people go to Vivo, good for you. Some people go, not Vivo, but Vimeo. It's like, good for you. Some people go to, what you say, Daily Motion? Yeah. But it really is, like, it's YouTube or nothing, and this is the system that we currently have, and we should demand better. That's it.
Absolutely.
Well, we have some other exciting, well, not exciting, but
I'm just waiting for Josh's ham-fisted
I'm
segue into this.
I'm the captain now. I'm transitioning this.
Oh.
We're going to talk about the
It's a
delay
mutiny.
of the Nintendo NX until March of 2017.
Yep, Nintendo hard confirmed it on their own website.
Yep,
And
This
and they
is not a rumor.
tweeted
This is
it
not
out.
a PS4 speculation.
This is not a drill. Awooga!
Yep.
Awooga! Awooga! Legitimate
This
news
is
alert.
Nintendo coming out on their Twitter and their Facebook saying,
Legitimate news
We are-
alert.
we are going to move forward into the next step of a console, March 2017. Which by
Awooga!
default means that Zelda is delayed.
Yes.
Mother
That is-
effers.
That's also true. And while we never we had never. I don't think we ever got official confirmation that the NX was going to be out in 2016. But a lot of
No,
there was a lot of
but you
leading
could piece it
toward
together
that.
because
Exactly. There was a lot of indication that way it was coming to this. With the very with the reports from the Nikkei that the Wii U production has slowed or stopped.
Stop, yeah.
And I mean, you take a look at the sales numbers; it speaks for itself. Just the console is just dead on arrival at this point. There's no reason for anyone to be excited who's interested in a console. I mean, in terms of your general consumer,
Star Fox.
to be there's just nothing to be excited about that you can't get really elsewhere. It's unfortunate. It's just my take on the Wii U is that we'd be having such a different conversation about this console if Mario Maker, which is the reason why that console exists, like it's just such a perfect encapsulation of what makes that thing.
Played that game yet?
It's really cool. It just the fact that wasn't a launch game, like that. The Wii U is in a completely different place if that's a launch game.
Hold on, I got to back up Nintendo on this one. Launching that on the 30th anniversary of Mario is stroke of genius.
It is stroke of genius, but it gave people, oh, that's what we can use the Wii U for. 2 years too late.
Actually, the Wii U's been out since 2012.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying here. It's just that they were the
first ones out the gate. And no one still cared.
One of the best uses of the gamepad didn't happen until the console was already toast. That's the problem here, and that's why getting back to the news story here. That's why it's so surprising that they're pushing this back to 2017. Stan, did you see? Are we going to be still hearing more about this this year at E3, or are they?
I've read some articles, and Nintendo has said publicly they will not be talking about any new consoles in E3.
Wow, that is.
So E3 just got a whole lot more boring.
Because that was one of the big. Just in terms of our speculation and a lot of other people in the industry. That was going to be, we finally figure out what the heck this NX thing is, and we, really figure out what's going to be the next step for Nintendo here. So to see them not make that announcement here, I understand with that pushback timetable. Kind of says,
Hold on, I got to give it to Nintendo. Their PR team is at least on point. Mm-hmm. They're talking to us.
Exactly. Yes, and.
This is way more than Sony's been doing.
Compared to the 4K, yeah, they've still have been radio silence on everything that's come out. Radio silence, which is just fascinating to me. So I think it's a great approach for Nintendo to, at the very least, come out and just say, okay, here's what's going on. And this, I think a lot of people could read into this, oh my god, they're panicking, they don't know what's going on. But I think Nintendo's done such a good job of moving beyond this kind of antiquated trade show as the only way to deliver news. You don't have to have a $1 million booth to show this off. Just stream it. It'll go out to everyone worldwide. They get perfect control of how they want to demonstrate and message this.
Nintendo Directs are freaking strokes of genius.
It's just they've done such.
That was one of Satoru Iwata's ideas.
Mm-hmm. And that's they've done
rest
such.
His soul. That man's a genius.
They've done such a great job compared to just what you would get through a stage show kind of demonstration. In terms of their other products and just in terms of opening a direct, just a more direct line of communication. So I'm not surprised at all that they're kind of foregoing the E3 announcement to they probably just are pushing this announcement, this information dump about the NX probably just pushing the content back a couple months just to get it closer in line with the launch date. So I bet we'll probably, I bet we'll have this information that we thought we were going to get at E3 by the end of 2015, because that March date will come up very quickly. So by the end of 2015, I think we're going to have a very solid idea of what the NX looks like.
It seems like the NX might no longer be a code word. That might actually be like the actual name, because on Nintendo's official Twitter and Facebook, they are calling it the Nintendo NX. Like,
Oh.
I'm gonna read their tweet about what we were just talking about verbatim. Hashtag E3 2016 will focus on The Legend of Zelda, launching simultaneously on both Wii U and NX in 2017.
That's a very good point. I did not pick up on that, Stan. I'm not.
Yeah. This is what I mean about, once again, their PR and their communication. They're like, you know what? What if it is a code name? What if it's just a name? What's wrong with NX? We're just gonna tell them straight up. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about NX and E3. We're not gonna talk about it at all. We're gonna talk Zelda. So good on them. You know, I gotta give credit where it's due. How many video game companies own up and do something like that?
Not a lot. This is very.
Yeah.
I for one certainly appreciate the wide and consistent communication about these kinds of things, just because we're curious
You think
individuals.
it's because they're backed into a corner?
Say what?
You think it's because they're backed into a corner at this point?
They certainly don't have the command of the market, to be gentle. And I think.
Goodness.
I mean, I think it's been clear for a while that Nintendo's not really isn't interested in the same kind of experience. I mean, that you get with a PS4 or an Xbox. But at the end of the day, you have to see that kind of. I mean, those consoles are, in terms of just the services that they offer, are just getting to a different place. That it's not like Nintendo's fallen behind in ways that aren't just the graphics, if that makes sense. I mean, there's just integration with PC. I mean, I'm someone who's using PlayStation View for my cable channels, which is crazy. And
Are you seriously?
I am, and I've had a very good experience.
You're following
with
the giant bomb approach?
I am, and I've had a really good experience with it so far. It's worked great. It's really addressed a lot of needs I had. And to imagine something like that on a Nintendo console is just no. Like that just is not something that's on their radar. So I'm curious to see if they're, with the NXs, is that kind of gap in terms of, the services, like those kinds of, I guess, products within that environment. Is that something that they're really going to address? Is that something they even just care about at all? I mean, it seems like a lot of people who use video game consoles do, so I'm curious to see, what that looks like. Maybe this could be a turnaround point for them, but maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. That's why we'll find out in June, or, not, because they delayed it. So, but I bet we'll know.
Don't expect to hear a word in come E3. Just don't expect anything.
I think we'll know by the end of 2015.
Actually,
2016,
other cohort, Josh, has actually exited. So, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Sans Josh.
All right. Well, hey, I'm Mike.
No, stop. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up right. Mike, where can people find our other social media nonsense?
Oh boy, this is usually Josh's part, so I don't have all the hashtags.
And you're picking up the slack.
I'm picking up the slack here. Well, we have a Facebook page, and we have a Twitter page. Our Facebook is Unscripted Game Podcast. Our Twitter is unscript_gaming. You can reach out to us there, and if you have any questions that you want us to answer or any comments, you can let us know there, or certainly comment in the YouTube video comments below. And check us out and subscribe and follow us for get updates on when we're playing some games. If it's Josh streaming or us hanging out or doing something else, you can keep up with all of our goings on and thoughts that way, and we'll take care of business.
Okay. All right, so this has been Unscripted Gaming. My name is Stan.
My name is Mike.
I'm going to have to find out where Josh went.
Yeah, I hope
he just exited.
Yeah, he's gone. Peace out.
Hope he's all right. All right, peace.
Peace out.